The Russian army is trying to use the mobilized troops to resume the offensive in Donetsk. According to experts from the U.S. Institute of War Studies, these newly established units will not achieve their operational goals due to poor offensive skills. In addition, Russian forces are preparing to retreat from the west bank of the Dnieper. The most fierce military action of the week was concentrated in the Donbass. These are Bakhmut and Soledar. We hold our positions in these and several other areas of the Donetsk region. The Russian army has already sacrificed so many of its soldiers and so much equipment that, according to our times, these losses exceed those of the two Chechen wars combined. Ukrainian forces fired on Russian targets near Bakhmut. Kiev achieves its military successes in this area with the use of intercepted Russian artillery. According to Reuters findings, a Russian T-80 tank and mortars were also seized in the area. The equipment is currently being used to attack Russian positions. This mortar was abandoned by the Russians during their retreat in the Kharkiv region. It's called Nona SVK, a high-precision system. In Bakhmut, the situation is difficult. Critical infrastructure, water supply, energy networks, but also other systems necessary for the functioning of the economy and the state. Taking this factor into account, a military action in this direction is of the highest priority. Yesterday, more Russian missiles fell on Makivka near Donetsk. The civil infrastructure was destroyed again. At least one person was killed in the shelling yesterday. First, the whole building began to tremble, and then I heard thunder. Then the glass broke and the glass shattered. I quickly ran into the corridor to check the fuses. There was no light because the electricity was cut off again. And then I came back and there was a second explosion. The kitchen has gone to dust. I couldn't see it, but it was full of dust. Later, three more explosions surprised us on the street. The Ukrainian ambassador to Berlin once again appealed to the German federal government to provide Leopard 2 tanks. Oleksiy Makiv added that concerns about the escalation of the conflict in the current situation should be put aside. According to Professor Mirosław Banasik, the delivery of the tanks will have a key impact on further counteroffensive. Ukrainians have been waiting for Leopard 2 tanks practically since May. At the moment, the counteroffensive has slowed down considerably, especially in the east due to the lack of heavy equipment. It's difficult to push in a situation where troops have been entrenched in 5 defensive positions for many months. The area is very seriously mined. Yesterday, the Ukrainian post office started issuing a new stamp to commemorate the success of the destruction of the bridge in Crimea. The bridge was a showcase of Vladimir Putin's rule. Soon, the envelopes with this stamp will go around the world, reminding the addressees of the conflict in Ukraine.